Good evening and welcome to Sports Beat with Craig Dahlen on PATV Channel 18 in Iowa City, Iowa. Tonight, Craig's guests include former City High track star and University of Iowa track recruit Ashley Wilkinson, and Olympic gold medal winner and two-time national wrestling champion from the University of Iowa, wrestler Randy Lewis. I'm Andy Kniebel, and now, here's Craig.
Whoa! Welcome to Sports Beat. Thank you for that introduction, Andy. As always, he does a good introduction, doesn't he? Andy, welcome to the show. Or I should say it's good to have you here.
Well, thanks, Craig. It's good to be back here on Sports Beat again.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of things going on right now. We got Hawk football. It's going to be coming up shortly. Right now, the prognosticators got us pretty high, don't they?
We're in the top 10 nationally, and number 2 in the Big Ten is chosen by the media.
Yeah.
So
these preseason rankings, you don't like to put a lot of stock in them, but it sure is making, to be a Hawkeye fan, it makes it fun.
It does.
To see where you're ranked up that high like that. Everybody's excited about it.
I know we still got to play the games, of course, but we've got so many returning starters.
Yep.
A lot of veteran players coming back, a favorable schedule. I would have to think, and a lot of exciting things. I think we've got a couple of night games this year. Homecoming's a night game.
Yep.
So, and it all starts in, just 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah. Well, actually, you figure Labor Day weekend.
Labor Day
weekend is when it kicks in. And right now they're pointing towards a couple games as potential pitfalls. Well, the number one they're pointing towards at Arizona. It's a 9:45 kickoff Arizona time. It's going to be a little hot.
Right.
But not like we're used to the heat. Our guys are used to the heat. So I just think they think it's going to be a real. They're looking back to 2004, I believe, when we got our something handed to us there last time we played.
We were embarrassed in that game.
But that was at Arizona State. This is in Tucson. We're going to be playing Arizona, not Arizona State, but it should be good. Now Arizona, we beat them here last year, so
we did.
So hopefully we'll have a good year.
Hopefully we will. Sometimes we struggle and make some mental mistakes in the first few games in the year, but then we really hit our stride. And that's going to be important towards the end of the season when Ohio State comes to town.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a lot of fun, and everybody's excited about that.
Definitely.
So. Now, Cub baseball.
The Chicago Cubs.
The Chicago Cubs. Now, I believe they're 5th or 6th in their division. Holy smokes, what do we got there? Now, security! Welcome to the adventures of Captain Cubby. We join the captain as he feels the ills of another season gone bad. Captain Cubby, who is the Cubs' #1 fan and supporter, decides to step off the tracks, and he knows that he will always be there for his beloved Cubs. There. Holy smokes, that was a guest. Whether he was wanted or unwanted, I don't know. But anyway, it's good to see we got some Chicago Cub fans running.
They are so resilient, year in and year out. You know, the playoffs are probably not going to happen, but they're still packing Wrigley Field, and they're still flying the flags and
they're flying the flags
and busting into buildings. Yeah, the skipper's going to be gone. Lou Piniella is going to be gone. The Carlos Zambrano deal, I didn't really like that. When a guy can keep acting up like that and keep coming back, that doesn't show a lot, I don't think. No, it doesn't. He's a real gas can, and you never know when he's going to erupt next.
Yeah, but there's more to it than we know. I mean, baseball, like any other pro sport, it's a business. It's all about dollars and cents. So, that's where we're at. Well, the big thing is, we're getting ready for football. Can't wait for that.
Well, in addition to football, the other sports are starting up too. We've got field hockey and soccer, and volleyball and all kinds.
Yep, you're totally right. See,
and that's just the fall.
Anyway, but anything else? It's good to be a Hawkeye. So yeah.
So
Yeah, you're right. We got a bunch of stuff coming up. So, but what we do have coming up is going to be future University of Iowa track athlete Ashley Wilkinson. She prepped at City High, and she had quite the amazing career there. She's a fast one, a real consistent fast runner, and she's quite the gal. She's going to be here. We're going to do a roll in her first. We're going to show some video, but then after that, you're going to meet Ashley. So, Andy,
Craig,
thank you very much for coming in here. And that guy who was the Cubs fan, you like to see that too.
Oh, you do. You know, the Cubs fans are amazing.
Yeah, they're amazing.
They really are, just like that one right there.
So we'll be right back with Ashley after this video.
Lane 7. She was a Drake Relays qualifier. She ran on their runner-up 4x2 team, Iowa City High freshman Ashley Wilkinson. Faith Burt, your 4A record holder at 12:24. Wilkinson. Jessica Ducky of Iowa City Western Liverpool.
I mean, this place is the biggest stage a high schooler can ever run on, and it's a big honor to be here because it's a great stadium, a great crowd. It's really competitive, so, you know, I enjoyed competing here.
Well, Ashley, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
So how have you been lately after the close of the track season?
I've been good. I just took some time off from running and then got back after it for getting ready for school.
Before we start talking about, you're going to be running at Iowa, I kind of want to go back to the beginning with you a little bit. Now, when did you first start running track?
I first got involved in running when I was in 5th and 6th grade, and we did elementary school track and field days. So I ran in those, and then I liked them, so I continued to run throughout junior high and so on.
So you said earlier you didn't like doing the individual events when you were little in 5th and 6th. You were afraid of those?
Yeah, I didn't like to be by myself, so I just did the cop-out events like buddy walk or whatever, and you don't even have to really be good at athletics at all.
So maybe when you were a freshman, obviously, then you went out, or 8th grade, I mean, you went out for track in 7th,
Right,
8th.
in junior high I did.
And then they told you, no, you're going to run the sprints, right? And you did good.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know anything about you from 7th and 8th grade.
Right.
I just know from 9th grade on. So give me, what was 7th and 8th grade like? Were you the fastest kid on the team or what?
Well, I guess. We had to do like timed races at the beginning of the season, so you knew where everybody stood. And so after those, they decided I was going to be their individual event runner. And so I ran the 100 mostly, and then anchored the relays, more or less.
Okay, because like in 9th grade, you started out, I believe you got 6th place in the 100 that year?
Yes, I think so.
As a freshman. And you placed all the way through freshman, sophomore, junior, senior in the 100, but not in the 200 as a freshman, but you did as a sophomore, junior, and senior.
Yeah, I think so. I don't remember if I ran a sophomore year.
Well, I can tell you right now, I looked it up.
Okay.
You didn't place as a sophomore.
Okay.
You did place as a sophomore in the 200.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Matter of fact, real quick here, you as a sophomore, you were 6th in the 200 meter dash.
Yeah.
And so your best placing this year, you got 3rd in the 100 and 2nd in the 200. Now last year you got, I believe, 2nd in the 200. So whatever it is, you're always right in the top in the 100 and the 200 meter dashes. Ashley, what's your favorite event in track?
Probably the 200.
200. Why is that?
Just because I like the all-out sprinting of ones and twos, but hundreds are they're really short, so I don't feel like I can really get up to top speed till I'm almost finished. So the 200 is a better length.
Okay, now Iowa is recruiting you to run the
200 and the 400.
400, right?
Yep.
So what do you think about the 400?
Well, I mostly just got thrown in 400s as, an extra person or as training for shorter events in high school. And it wasn't until my senior year that I was ever serious about them at all. So it'll be different to train for that instead of having that as training.
So have you ever do you think the 400 your ceiling, or do you think possibly the 800 might loom on the horizon at all? I'm just curious.
Yeah. I hope the 400 is it, but there's been talk of a 600, an indoor season maybe, or 800s if that goes well. So
well,
we'll see.
Anything can challenge you and can make you better.
Right. Like the idea is that if you already have speed, they can cultivate like distance. So
yeah. One thing I noticed when I was seeing you run, and there happens to be a gal from West High, Jessica Gerke. Mm-hmm. You and her seem to go back, and that's kind of your, what do we say, nemesis, or somebody that you always...
kind of the rival from across town or whatever.
Which is neat,
Yeah.
Are you and her friends at all, or?
No, not really. It's kind of a professional relationship.
Yeah, so it's like maybe hi and that's it. That's about it.
Yeah,
it's like you're not going out for sodas. And
we don't hang out at all.
No, well, I wouldn't expect you to. I mean, you're from city and she's from west, but it's that's good. So, but it's a good relationship.
Yeah, we try to be respectful.
So, what do you like? Do the relays? I noticed you've run a lot of relays too.
Yeah.
So.
I like the 4x4 a lot because it's a fun race to watch, especially, and so being in it, you kind of feel like other people are really excited to watch it, and so it just kind of makes it really exciting. And I like to try out the 400 every now and then. So.
Sure. Now, when did Iowa start? When did you start talking to Iowa about running there?
Last June, I went for sort of a impromptu visit to just kind of check things out, and then after that. The coaches and I were just talked throughout the summer, and in the fall I went for an official visit and, was checking out other schools as well. And up until February, that's when I made my decision.
Were there some other schools that you were potentially going to go to as well?
Yeah, and I wasn't that serious about any other schools. It just kind of came down to Iowa and University of Missouri were the two that I was kind of debating between, the Mizzou school. So.
Well, it's good you stay in here and you're going to be a Hawk.
Yep.
One thing I notice about when you run, you always seem very calm and cool before your race, during your race, and especially after your race. I mean, you don't.
I'm glad I seem that way.
No, I mean, that's the way you appear when you compete. Describe that a little bit.
No, it's not true at all.
That's not true?
No, my teammates will know that I'm really, I get really serious and really concentrated. And, if I'm about to run, they don't like to talk to me. They just kind of let me do my own thing. And I pace back and forth, and I get really, really focused. Yeah. And other people are sitting there laughing and talking, and I'm just, really in my own zone.
Yeah, I can tell. I've watched you a number of times. And a lot of girls, they be chit-chatting a little bit.
Yeah, I don't like to chit-chat.
You're just looking at the ground, and you definitely.
I get kind of serious about it.
You got a good focus about you, and that's going to serve you well in college. Mm-hmm. That's going to that'll serve you well in life.
I feel like a lot of the college girls get a lot more serious at that level, especially.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of talk about the weather.
No, you have to.
Yeah.